Hey gamers, what is good? Squirrely here. Thank you so much for joining me as always. This is going to be episode 3 of a series I started not too long ago, and I'm going to cover and basically plead my case and try to make a very sound argument on just really heated and controversial topics in TF2. So this is episode 3. I told you they're going to get more divisive and more intense, and hopefully you guys can join the debate. But the whole reason for this is to see if I can, put together a good case, be objective, possibly change your mind or open your mind or whatever it may be. And if you can debate me and you can change my mind, I am completely open to that. But maybe you don't agree with it. That's totally okay. But that's the whole purpose of this. And today's topic, I'm going to cover trade bots. This is one that you guys suggested to me a while ago. And I thought, you know what? That is something more new, more recent to TF2 trading that's kind of taken off. And they've always been there. But more recently, the past year or two, they've really taken off. And it's like you can't avoid them. They're just everywhere. So today I'm talking about trade bots in TF2 and why I think not only that they're okay, but they're pretty good. A lot of people despise them, they hate them, they think they're ruining the economy, but I'm going to argue that they're not only okay, but they're actually good, they're here to stay, and you should kind of embrace them. So let's see if I change your mind. So we'll see how many people I can upset with this, but like I said, please hear me out. I want you to listen to the entire thing or as much as you can before you kind of make up your mind. It's kind of amazing how sometimes people, they watch the first 10 seconds of a video and like, nope, I disagree, downvote, or, dislike and leave a mean comment. It's like, come on, just hear it out, because that doesn't help anyone when you just shut down and you don't even attempt to learn the other side. So give it a shot. And I think it's important to remember that I'm coming from a different perspective than you probably are. So I've been trading for like 7 or 8 years now. I started off very low tier, stuck in trade servers, then TF2 Outposts, and then Steam Community Market came out. I've been using backback.tf and classifieds forever, now marketplace.tf. And so I've seen the evolution of trading and where it's gone and different things. And just the economy in general has changed so much. That's where I'm coming from. So that's my perspective, is I think I can be objective, make a sound argument for why I think these bots, these trade bots, these automated bots that you see everywhere now on the backback.tf classifieds are actually a good thing. And the basis for my whole argument is that they're just filling a need. They're not inherently bad. They're not inherently good. They're just filling a need. So if there wasn't a need there, they wouldn't really exist. It's actually a good thing. That's one of my points. It's actually a good thing that they're there because they're serving this need, and that means that there's more trading people, there's more trading volume, because if we didn't really need bots, that means things would be so slow that we don't really care. It's not really worth the effort to make a bot. So that is one aspect to think about, is if there's bots, it's similar to the real stock market, trading and economy, because there's just so much volume, they need these automated systems to help out. So what service or what need are these automatic trading bots fulfilling? What gap are they filling in the market and the economy that's helping out so much that I'm praising? It's simple, and it's just human nature. It's not specific to TF2 or trading. It's something that's been happening over time with technology and change, and that is simple. You know it, you want it as well, just like everyone else, and that is speed and reliability. That's it. That's the reason everyone wants Amazon. That's the reason why they have Amazon Prime. No one wants to wait. Everybody wants everything as fast as possible, as cheap as possible. If you don't have to leave your house, as convenient as possible. Like, that's what everybody wants. Now, if you think about it, Amazon started off, still technically kind of a young company compared to some of these other giant corporations. But think about Walmart back in the day. When Walmart was starting to grow, they have so many stores, so many items, the cheapest prices. They kind of just undercut everybody and just pushed out the smaller, mom and pop shops. And so smaller towns and even bigger towns didn't like them because they kind of pushed everyone out. Same with Starbucks. They kind of pushed out the other, more local mom and pop Starbucks or coffee shops got pushed out because this big brand name coming in, and it's hard to compete with that. So that's one example of these bots, is that they just kind of undercut everyone, and it feels like it's just unfair. Like they have an unfair advantage. There's too many. They're selling things for too cheap. So I think that's one thing that people get caught up in, is that it's hard to compete with these bots everywhere that are just going to undercut everyone and just steal your work, just steal your profit, steal your service. So Amazon as well is putting out tons of companies. So think about Amazon and Amazon Prime. Pretty much everyone who buys anything online, almost everyone uses Amazon, because eBay was the big dog for a long time, but eBay is slow, shipping can be a pain, and there's all these other things that happen with eBay that you just don't want to deal with. Amazon Prime, next day it'll be here in the mail. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to leave your house. So they're filling that gap of speed. You know it's going to be there. It's reliable. So that service of convenience is priceless. And a lot of people are going to say that Amazon is killing bookstores and Amazon is killing, smaller shops and more independent, businesses and companies and smaller online stores. And they are, but no one really wants to give up their Amazon or their Amazon Prime to help out the little guy. And that's not a bad thing. That's just human nature. Think about Uber and Lyft and these other companies that they completely decimated the taxi business. Back in the day, I mean, before I was born, I'm sure, but back in the day, taxi driver was a legit job. It was like a legit career. You knew your town, you knew your way around the streets, you could pick people up, make a decent living, retire, raise a family. Those are things you can't do now. Uber and Lyft have made it so cheap, so convenient, so easy that anyone could do it if you have a car, a driver's license, and you can make some money on the side, and it just destroyed the entire taxi business. So that's just another example. It's not good or bad, it's just change. And human beings are always going to push for the next thing, the next best thing, what's the latest and greatest, but we're also looking for efficiency. We want speed, efficiency, reliability, and like I said, just convenience. And that's what TF2 trade bots provide us. At any time, you can look up, there's going to be a bot or a ton of bots online, and they're going to tell you the lowest price. You can get it immediately. So when thinking about these trading bots, it's easy to think that, it's mostly hurting the little guy and the smaller guy, which whenever there's big changes in technology or efficiency, it is hurting the little guy because they're struggling to keep up. They don't have the backing, the funding, the resources, whatever it is. So if someone has a big backpack or they can, afford to set up a trade bot and they have the time to trade more often, of course they have the advantage. So if you're the smaller guy selling smaller items or not trading as often, then you really got to struggle to outbid these bots. But I think the balance is okay. I think that it's not such a big deal that people are losing so much profit because trade bots aren't undercutting people by 20%. They're undercutting people by a penny, a scrap, 2 scrap most of the time. So the fact that you might have to cut your prices to get rid of something, isn't the worst thing in the world, because you shouldn't always be looking for maximum profit and maximum, get the full bang for your buck on every single item you have. Some items you're going to sell for more than you thought. Some items you might sell less than you thought. But being able to look on there and see trade bots for buying and selling is great because it also tells you that there's going to be a guaranteed sale. So oftentimes when there's an update or a price update, TF2 update, if that ever happens, sometimes items that Valve will update a cosmetic, they'll update a weapon, whatever it is, and the price of those things changes very quickly and the bots haven't caught up yet. So you can go on there and trade these bots on different websites and, pull out as much profit as you can before the bots finally get updated to the new prices, whether something dropped in price or went up in price. But something to think about is that it's not just affecting the sellers. It's not just all negative. It actually helps you if you're trying to get rid of stuff or trying to price value stuff. A lot of times I use, even to this day, automated trade bots and quick sellers. I actually made a video about how quick sellers are good because they kind of help teach you the value of something. Trade bots are the same thing. Trade bots, the more trade bots there are, the better. The higher the price, the better. That's telling you that this item that you're looking up is popular. How much will bots pay for it? I can instantly get money for it. It's kind of like a guaranteed loan or guaranteed cash, knowing that at any time you can go on here and you know exactly what you can get for it. You're not stuck in the air. I don't know if anyone's going to buy this. The other thing like I was saying is that not only can you price it better, but it saves you so much time. And for a lot of people, time is more important than getting an extra scrap or an extra refined metal. So when I bought my friend's backpack, like I said, had 900 something items. I was just going through the classifieds and going through the bots and just selling them as fast as I could, because I would rather get a couple hundred keys pure quickly in a day or two than drag it out and make an extra 10 keys or 5 keys or whatever, because I'm going to use that money to put in the stock market, and I'm going to use that money to invest it and make time. Time is money, but if you got money at the right time, you make a lot of money. So that's my whole goal. Is speed for a lot of people is a lot more important than just kind of scrapping out a little bit more profit. Scrapping out, sorry for the pun, but scrapping out a little bit more profit. Speed is often better. Get what you can for it, and those bots will help you turn it around and sell it much, much quicker. Now, I know some people will have their complaints and saying that, the bots are lowball, or the bots don't pay enough, or the bots gobble up everything and then they inflate the price of things. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen, because it does happen. I'm just saying that the pros outweigh the cons, right? If we're talking about speed and convenience, getting a guaranteed price, using it to check the popularity of things, it's also a good sign that the TF2 trading economy is healthy. If there's a lot of bots running, selling different things, it's moving a lot of things back and forth. It also helps you price check items because you can see exactly what they're buying for, what you're selling for, and you can look for, little gaps in that to make more profit. It also helps those who trade who don't have real money. If you're too young or you don't have your money on, Steam Community Market, Marketplace.tf, or anywhere else, then you're kind of stuck with normal trading. So you probably end up trading bots a lot. And right now I'm pretty much talking about Backpack.tf bots, but this isn't even counting other bots that are very helpful, like Scrap.tf. You can auto scrap things, you can look for things on the bots that are for sale. So there's a lot of other ways that we can use bots to be helpful, aside from just, looking at them on the classifieds that they're lowballing everybody or they're highballing everyone and it's hard to compete with them. I don't think it's that big of a deal, because if you go on there and look for something, or more importantly, if you're trying to sell something, 99% of the time, there's going to be a bunch of bots on there. So, okay, I can guarantee I'm going to get whatever, 8 ref for my item. Let me try to sell it for 9. If I can't get rid of it, I'll sell it for 8. That's great to know. I'd rather have that than there's nothing there. There's no bots that I'm like, what should I price this at? Everyone's looking for too much. And should I just get rid of it for 6 ref just to get rid of it really quickly? Because those bots really help you gauge how fast can you get rid of something. And speed with money, the market, whatever, is everything. So being able to move quickly and get money is great. So I would say don't fight it. This is just part of the evolution. TF2 trading is a great little microcosm of real life trading, the economy, and things, businesses like I was giving examples of Amazon, Uber, Lyft, Walmart, all these different things that they're not inherently good or bad. It's just human nature. We want things to be easier, faster, and more simple. And that's where the bots have come into play. And so if you're really good and you want to run your own bot and you have the time, maybe that's something to think about. And I would try to find a niche where you're not competing with everyone, selling earbuds and keys, and you're like, scrounging out little scrap or pennies between it, different things. Maybe go for something a little bit more different niche that has higher profit margins. It's kind of cool. Even if you run a bot and you don't make a ton of profit, I think the experience and the practice and kind of having that patience and being able to check in and have that responsibility of running something is also a good experience. So, but I wouldn't run a bot. I don't have the time for it. It's nothing to fight, I think. It's just something to adapt with and learn. And if you're younger, you're probably more open-minded to it because you don't know any different, like I said, and you're used to everything being instant, right away, boom, I want to see it, I want to get it, I want to feel it, I want to buy it, instead of what old school traders like myself were used to, or adding people and negotiating, sitting in trade windows and talking back and forth and trying to figure out a price and then waiting and waiting and waiting. There's no more of that. There's no more posting on TF2 Outpost, waiting for people to come online. There's no more sitting in trade servers hoping someone has your item or hoping someone wants your item. All you got to do, pull up the backpack.tf classifieds, and boom, you can see all the buyers, all the sellers. It's great. Personally, I love it. I think it's a good change and something just to be open-minded about. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Don't forget to show your support down below if you guys enjoy my content. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. But even if you don't do that, please leave a comment if I change your mind, or if I didn't change your mind, what do you guys think of TradeBoss? Because I like to hear different perspectives and views from everyone, because we don't all come from the same place. We don't all have the same experiences. So I think it's good to hear from other people. And definitely keep a lookout down below. I will post a comment to my Steam group if you guys want to jump in there so you never miss a new video. And you can also get in on my giveaways. I want to do another fat giveaway as we climb the subscriber mountain. It's been a lot of fun. So have a great one. I hope to see you guys in game. Thank you so much for your support. And until the next video, have a good one. Peace.
I need some help. Need some help here. Incoming.